Editing videos can be really hard or it could be super simple and fun. So sometimes people wonder, how do you add something like this to your image or something like this? Stay tuned because you're watching the right video to find out how to do just that.
Hey guys, my name is Ellie. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's Trade with Ellie. And I've been asked time and time again, how do you add images onto your videos? And what type of editing video platform do I use? And so I use iMovie because it's super easy, super simple. And I don't like to do too many edits, but when I do like to add images every now and then, maybe some words. And so I do that in iMovie because of how simple it is. So today I want to show people how to add images onto iMovie because I've been asked time and time again, how do you do that? So first and foremost, when we are adding images onto iMovie, we need to go to Google, right? You need to Google the image that you want to add. So you're going to Google the image you want to add in PNG. So I have a couple of images that I want to add, but I just want to show you, the difference between a PNG image and a JPEG image, right? So let's say we want to add a subscribe PNG image, right? So let's take, for instance, we're going to go to images. And what we're looking for when we're looking for PNG images, we're looking for an image that's gonna not have that background outside of the subscribe button. Meaning, if I download this image, I shouldn't have a white background surrounding the subscribe button. It should just be that. So this one looks pretty good. So we're gonna save it. We're gonna save it to the desktop. And so now that that image is in our desktop, we're going to go to iMovie and we're just going to simply drag and put that image on. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to take that image from my desktop and I'm just going to drag it into where I want to place it in the video, right? So as you're going through your video, you might be talking about certain things. It might be relatable to it. When it's a subscription button, you could put it when you say subscribe to my channel or just anywhere for that matter, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on the image here. And so it's gonna open up here. You're gonna say something that says cutaway. We're gonna switch that to picture in picture. So what that's doing is just resizing the image into the video so that you can play with the size however you want here. So I wanna keep it small, so that's good. So all I'm gonna do is, you can also, if your image is too big, you can go right here. So right now it's on Ken Burn, so that means that the image is gonna scroll a certain way, right? So let's say I wanted it to stay like that. It has like the fade in the beginning. So we'll leave the fade just so you can see what happens. See, so the image is fading across the screen and it's sliding up. That's pretty cool, right? But you can also just double click and we can use this crop button and we can just put for it to fit because we want it to stay in one spot. Right? I'm going to take off this fade feature, right? And I just want it to fit in the screen. And I'm just going to double click it on the screen, right? And I want to reposition it. Let's say I want to put it right here. I want it to be a little bit bigger. I can do that. And it's on fit, right? So that's perfect. So now when I click it, it's gonna stay in that section the whole time. And then once it's there for the time frame, it's just gonna go away. So if you want it to disappear over time, you can do the fade so maybe it's a little bit smoother. So now, as you can see, it's appearing and it's gonna fade out, right? So maybe it faded out a little bit too fast. We can do it again just so you can see, right? Faded in, now it's in full color and it's fading back out. So it's kind of a smooth transition. But what happens is when you have the PNG, right, it's fitting great with the background of my video. If I had something that had an extra background in it, for example, there's this image here that I have from before. This white background, right, did not come out, right? Originally, I would have just wanted everything in red outlined and cut out and not have all this extra white. However, that's not the case with this image. So what's going to happen is we're going to switch from cutaway to picture in picture. So it's now on the screen. But what happens is now I have this extra, white piece here. So this image, however, it can work for my video, but normally I wouldn't want it there. So I would not use that image, right? However, if having that excess background works for you, then that's cool. but that makes the difference between having a JPEG and a PNG where you don't have that added background image because you want it to flush well with your video. So that's pretty much how you add on images using iMovie, right? You're gonna find a PNG image, you're gonna drag it into your media section or just straight into your video. When you double click it, you want to select this crop image, right? This crop image here, you want to select on fit. And then when you come back, you do want to make sure it's on picture in picture so that way you can fit it into the screen and move it in your screen however it is that you like, and reposition it as well if you want it to be, if you want it, come on. Okay, so if you wanted it to be in the middle, at the top, on the bottom right corner, however it is you want it to fit in the screen, you can most definitely do that. And that is where it'll stay for the duration that you drag it to, right? And I have put it from this frame to that frame, and that's how long it stayed in the video, right? So that is how basically you would add the image on to your video, and you would just drag it to the duration of time that you want it on. So if you're speaking about something for about a minute and you want that image to stay up, you're just gonna make sure that it's within that frame. If you want it to appear for just a couple of seconds, you can shrink it. It's all up to you depending on how long you want it on the screen. If you want it to be there the whole duration, you'll just drag it from the beginning to the end of your video. So I hope that helps. Let me know if that helped you. If you were able to learn something new, leave a comment, like, share this video, and thank you for tuning in. It's Trade with Ellie.